Fichte's idealism is one that differs from George Berkeley's of the modern periods, and it differs from Kant, and it differs from many other idealistic figures in the history of philosophy. In this video, I would like to just briefly discuss the idealism that Johann Gottlieb Fichte espoused in his Science of Knowledge, or the Wissenschaftslehre, and the Vocation of Man. At some point, I'd like to give part by part and section by section discussions of both his Vocation of Man and his Science of Knowledge. However, this is a brief just discussion about this one little concept in his philosophy. Well, it is a big concept, but it is a concept among many in his philosophy. First of all, like I said, idealism is nothing like Berkeley's. There's no real infinite mind that produces everything else. It's more like to understand how can we to understand or to it's by thought and understanding and reflection is the way that we can come to figure things out. It's by figuring out it's about the things we can understand by thought and reflection, basically. Then we have this phrase, the I posits itself, and basically what that means is the fact act. It's two different statements, but the phrase, the I posits itself, has to do with his fact act, which is a video that I've made before this. And what that is the fact act in that the I posits itself in that it goes in the world and develops and constructs itself, and figures out the moral and theoretical standards it will impose upon itself, and that way the meaning and purpose for it will come out. It's the whole question with this idealism is what can we understand by reflection, and the Tathandlung is a idealist concept because the meaning and the purpose of one's life comes through various processes in the fact act of reflection. The positing, the word posit, the I posits itself, that I positing itself means to understand or to reflect upon, and it's almost like a snowball in that it posits itself and develops all these things, and in the way that the fact act does that, it does that for itself. There's no objective purpose. There's no objective meaning. No objective self. No objective world at all. It's just, it's, and it's that Kant's noumena. Kant had a noumena and a phenomena before Fichte. Kant was before Fichte, and Kant had a phenomena where when you see this glass, what you see is the phenomena. What presents itself to you is the phenomena. However, for Kant, there's something beyond or behind this glass, which is a thing in itself, or a noumena, which is somehow related to what we see in the phenomena, but is beyond and is different from what we see of the real thing. The noumena is different from what we really see. The I-hood. The I-hood is related to the fact act, and the I is not actually a thing or a structure, but it's related to the process of the fact act itself. So this is idealistic, different from Berkeley, different from Kant, different from Schopenhauer and Hegel, excuse me, and Schelling and other idealistic philosophers. It's like the others, he holds that there's no objective or absolute anything. It has to do with it's about the fact act. Given the self, it's about the fact act. The self, in a way, through the Handlung or the fact act, interprets things and reflects upon things, and understands and thinks about things, and and this fact act of the self is, in a way, an interpretation of the non-absolute world. It's interesting to read, and hopefully like to do a section by section discussion of this, hopefully in the future, and I will try to make some future videos on Fichte. And if you have any questions, or if you think I've left something out in a brief discussion of Fichte's idealism, comment on the side or below, wherever it is for your device, and I'd love to discuss it with you.